It's Dave from the Camera Store, and we're excited today. We're with Stasia Schmidt, who just won a very prestigious Leica award. We're going to talk to her about that and the new Leica SL3. We are with Stasia here, who just won a very prestigious award, the Leica Women's Photo Project. Yes. Can you tell us a bit more about that for people who don't know?
Yeah, absolutely. It was very exciting. The award, the theme was resilience, reclamation, and rebirth. And so this project that I had created seemed to be a really good fit. It was a bit of a process applying for the award, because there needed to be a written section about the project and then a proposal of what you would do if you did win the award. It was very unexpected. It was very exciting. And
a company like Leica that has such a long history in photography, it's quite something to be part of that.
Yeah, it really is. And they've been so supportive and so generous and really focusing on women photographers and putting them in the spotlight, which I love.
So you are relatively new to the Leica world.
I am, actually.
When you
a few weeks new.
When you first got this Leica shipped to your doorstep there and you opened it up, what was your first impressions of the body?
Well, it is definitely different than what I'm used to.
Now you're running a Canon R5 right now.
Yes, and so it's a very streamlined, sleek looking camera, which I like. All the buttons and all the dials are completely customizable. You press them down for like a long hold, like 2 or 3 seconds, and then a menu comes up telling you what you can change those to. So this is a camera for photographers who really want to dial in their own systems within a camera body.
Yeah, I mean, Leica's always been about style and function. Yeah. And so
very stylish.
It is a very stylish camera, and despite the blue skies we have today, it is somewhat raining here, so we are putting it to a test. Oh, yeah. It is IP54 rated, which we're not worried about any kind of moisture hitting it right now, which I'm quite happy about. But in your initial kind of playing around with the camera, the navigation, are you having some fun with it? Are you noticing something different about the menu system compared to what Canon has?
The menu system is actually really interesting because it feels very German. It's very easy to navigate through the menu system. It's really quite intuitive. I quite like the menu system. It's just a bit of a different process for me setting up all of the functions where I want them.
It's always interesting getting someone's opinion on the first time looking at a Leica camera. Now, I was working with the SL2 beforehand. This is really the first time I've had a chance to play around with the SL3 and seeing the design changes here. And like Stasia says, the very minimalist sort of design with these cameras are always really intriguing. They've done a few design changes. They've added a big dial to the left-hand side of the camera here, and by default it's set to change your ISO width. It is slightly smaller than the SL2, and they've made some big changes to the back of the camera. The most noticeable is it has an articulating screen. Now it goes up and down, which is quite nice if you want to get low angle shots or look over top of a crowd, for instance, like that. Instead of a power switch, we do have a power button now, which is kind of cool because it's white when it is powered on, and if you're plugging it in with the USB-C to charge, it turns green to tell you that it's charging, which is very cool to work with. Now, all this great style is wrapped around a great sensor. It's a 60 megapixel full frame sensor that is stabilized, and to look through that sensor, we have a beautiful viewfinder as well. It's 5.76 million dots of resolution and up to 120 frames per second for a nice smooth viewing experience as well. Now the SL3 also features a brand new battery. It's the SLC6 battery, and I like how Leica has it in the bottom here. The battery and the weather sealing and the door are all one unit. There's no worry or concerns about that. We still have that weather seal rating. Now these batteries do provide more performance and a longer shooting day for you. The other thing I do like about this camera, it does have dual cards. So we do have an SD card slot as well as a CF Express Type B card. On the other side of the camera, we have under these rubber panels here, we have a full-size HDMI, which is very nice. Video guys are going to love that. We have a headphone jack, a microphone jack. We also are running a USB-C port as well, which is great how we're charging the camera when we're on the go. Powering the whole camera is the Maestro 4 processor, which is the same processor found in the Leica Q3. It has a bigger buffer, giving us better performance and very snappy autofocus when it comes to a Leica camera. We do have subject detection, face and eye detection, and it's working very well. And with this nice big viewfinder, it's a pleasure to work with. All right, that's enough camera geek talk. Let's find out where Stasia is and talk to her about what's coming up in her world. Tell us a bit about your winning photo essay, Ephemerality, and what sparked the idea to capture feminine presence in a really rugged environment.
So the project, I called it Ephemerality because it was like a ghostly presence in these rugged environments. And I think I was inspired to start creating these images when I was out adventuring with a group of people. And I just for myself, I really appreciated being in these harsh environments. I appreciated the effort that it took to get there. And most of the people I adventure with are men. And so I really wanted to present an alternative viewpoint in the mountains or on the cliffs or in the dunes. And it's a series of self-portraits. I wanted to be anonymous so that the viewer could then interpret the scene however they would.
Yeah, instead of like the traditional rugged mountain climber kind of look, it's nice to see something that's sort of a little more surreal.
Yeah, I really like the idea of surrealism within the natural environment. It's something that is a spark for me creatively. There are some incredible landscape photographers and some incredible portrait photographers, and I just wanted to do something a little different, something that kind of ignited a fire, I guess.
Now, when did you come up with this idea?
It was right before a trip that I took to Mongolia with a group of photographers, and I just wanted to do something different, something that was my very own. And that's when I started shooting it, I think in June of 2022.
And so how did you come up with this idea to carry around a giant blanket, a giant sheet, a giant set of drapes?
I liked the idea of something being impermanent within a landscape, a feminine presence. I like the lines of the shape of the ghost. I thought it was a nice kind of contrast between these. They can be very harsh landscapes when you're looking at basalt cliffs or icebergs or dunes or ice caves. And I liked the softness, the contrast between the two surfaces, and I just wanted to create something different.
Yeah, I mean, the one with the basalt cliffs, that one stands out for me, actually. I like that. You know, it's like, you got the black and white, you've got soft and hard. Like, it works on a whole bunch of different levels. So that's my choice.
That's one of my favorites as well. So.
So it's great listening and hearing about your thoughts. Now, you did very well. You're on a roll right now. You won the Leica Award. You did very well with the Exposure Festival here in Calgary.
Yes, that was so exciting.
I mean, what's next for you? Where are we going to go next?
Yeah, that's again, a really good question. I'm not entirely sure. I have a few different ideas that I'm throwing around for new projects. I do have a solo show coming up with Exposure as their Emerging Artist of 2024 next February at Contemporary Calgary. I'm very excited to put that together. And then, yeah, putting together a project with this camera. I'm headed to Bolivia in January of next year to shoot. It's a photography trip, so.
Fantastic. Now, do you feel like the pressure is on to produce now?
Yeah, but I like the pressure a little bit, so I'm okay with it.
Well, that's good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. This has been fantastic. If we want to check out more of your recent work, and how do I get in contact with you? How do we do this?
So I have a website, stasiaschmidt.com. Also on Instagram, there's like places you can email or message me. I love talking to people. I'm pretty personable.
If you like what you saw today's episode, make sure you leave comments down below. Follow us both on Instagram, and it's Dave from the Camera Store. We'll catch you again soon. Hey, thanks for sticking around and watching this very exciting episode. If you want to check out more of our recent content, click up here. And if you're Canadian, you want to shop local, check out thecamerastore.com down here.